Africa is the world's second largest and second most populous continent, after Asia in both cases. At about 30.3 million square kilometers including adjacent islands, it covers 6% of Earth's total surface area and 20% of its land area. With 1.3 billion people as of 2018, it accounts for about 16% of the world's human population. Africa's population is the youngest amongst all the continents. The median age in 2012 was 19.7, when the worldwide median age was 30.4. Despite a wide range of natural resources, Africa is the least wealthy continent per capita, in part due to geographic impediments, legacies of European colonization in Africa and the Cold War, undemocratic rule and deleterious policies. Despite this low concentration of wealth, recent economic expansion and the large and young population make Africa an important economic market in the broader global context. The continent is surrounded by the Mediterranean Sea to the north, the Isthmus of Suez and the Red Sea to the northeast, the Indian Ocean to the southeast and the Atlantic Ocean to the west. The continent includes Madagascar and various archipelagos. It contains 54 fully recognized sovereign states, 8 territories and 2 de facto independent states with limited or no recognition. Algeria is Africa's largest country by area, and Nigeria is its largest by population. African nations cooperate through the establishment of the African Union, which is headquartered in Addis Ababa. Africa straddles the equator and encompasses numerous climate areas. It is the only continent to stretch from the northern temperate to southern temperate zones. The majority of the continent and its countries are in the northern hemisphere, with a substantial portion and number of countries in the southern hemisphere. Africa is home to much biodiversity. It is the continent with the largest number of megafauna species, as it was least affected by the extinction of the Pleistocene megafauna. However, Africa also is heavily affected by a wide range of environmental issues, including desertification, deforestation, water scarcity, and other issues. These entrenched environmental concerns are expected to worsen as climate change impacts Africa. The UN Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change has identified Africa as the continent most vulnerable to climate change. Africa, particularly Eastern Africa, is widely accepted as the place of origin of humans and the hominidal clade, meaning that Africa has a long and complex history. The earliest hominids and their ancestors have been dated to around 7 million years ago, including Sahelanthropus chadensis, Australopithecus africanus, E. afarensis, Homo erectus, H. habilis and H. augusta. The earliest Homo sapiens remains, found in Ethiopia, South Africa, and Morocco, date to circa 200,000, 259,000, and 300,000 years ago respectively, and Homo sapiens is believed to have originated in Africa around 350,000 to 260,000 years ago. Early human civilizations, such as ancient Egypt and Phoenicia, emerged in North Africa, following a subsequent long and complex history of civilizations, migration and trade. Africa hosts a large diversity of ethnicities, cultures and languages. The last 400 years have witnessed an increasing European influence on the continent. Starting in the 16th century, this was driven by trade, including the transatlantic slave trade, which created large African diaspora populations in the Americas. In the late 19th century, European countries colonized almost all of Africa, extracting resources from the continent and exploiting local communities. Most present states in Africa emerged from a process of decolonization in the 20th century. Afri was a Latin name used to refer to the inhabitants of then-known northern Africa to the west of the Nile River, and in its widest sense referred to all lands south of the Mediterranean in northwestern Libya, as well as the city of Ifran in Morocco. Under Roman rule, Carthage became the capital of the province it then named Africa Proconsularis. Following its defeat of the Carthaginians in the Third Punic War in 146 BC, which also included the coastal part of modern Libya, the Latin suffix ica can sometimes be used to denote a land. the later Muslim region of Ifriqiya, following its conquest of the Byzantine Empire's Exarchatus Africa, also preserved a form of the name. According to the Romans, Africa lies to the west of Egypt, while Asia was used to refer to Anatolia and lands to the east. A definite line was drawn between the two continents by the geographer Ptolemy, indicating Alexandria along the prime meridian and making the Isthmus of Suez and the Red Sea the boundary between Asia and Africa. As Europeans came to understand the real extent of the continent, the idea of Africa expanded with their knowledge. Other etymological hypotheses have been postulated for the ancient name, Africa. Africa is considered by most paleoanthropologists to be the oldest inhabited territory on